arrested and accused of indecent liberties with Triad Middle School students.
Just a few hours ago, Alamance-Burlington Schools and the Sheriff's Department led a news conference with details on this investigation. Let's get a live look from WFMY News 2's Amber Lake with more details.
Right, guys, so officials said Spanish teacher and soccer coach Ardila-Perez is on leave without pay while this investigation continues. Now, at a press conference earlier today, officials walked through a timeline of events since the report was made April 26th. Ardila-Perez was a teacher at Southern Alamance Middle School since September of last year. Deputies arrested him last Wednesday. He's accused of indecent liberties with students on school grounds. A concerned parent initially contacted detectives. The investigation followed an allegation of a teacher acting inappropriately with the student, including inappropriate touching. On Thursday, 5 more female students came forward saying they were victims of sexual assault as well. This brings the total number of alleged victims to 7. The students range in ages from 11 to 13 years old.
The investigation is continuing at this time, and more charges will be forthcoming. We have met with our district attorney, and he has asked us to hold off until we have completed the investigation for the remaining charges.
Now, Superintendent Dane Butler said the school district has a zero tolerance for incidents just like this.
I apologize on behalf of ABSS. This is not okay. And that's why we're standing here, to make sure you guys know that it's not okay. We don't condone this. We're not going to hide it either. We've got to get better. But as the superintendent of the school district, they need to know that they have a voice.
Investigators say the teacher is on a temporary work visa from Colombia. The superintendent says following this investigation, an immediate termination of the employee will be requested. Now, we also learned today that the principal of Southern Alamance Middle School is also on administrative leave. We aren't sure if this has any connection to the current case. Live here in Alamance County, Amber Lake, WFMY News 2.
Amber, thank you. A Wilkes County high school was on lockdown today because the district says a student threatened others with a knife. Police responded to North Wilkes High School after the district says a student brought a knife and made threatening comments. We don't know if anyone was hurt. We will keep you posted.
In the last 2 hours, we have learned a person is in custody connected to a possible hit and run that killed an Elon student. A university spokesperson confirmed Jackson Yell died while on a trip to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina with the club baseball team. Myrtle Beach police say Jason Todd Suro has been charged with a hit and run resulting in the death of Yell. He is currently in court for his bond hearing. The school shared a statement about Yell's death that reads, "The death of a student is a heartbreaking loss. Please keep Jackson's family and friends in your thoughts at this challenging time and continue to care for each other in the days and weeks ahead." This is a developing story, and we will keep you updated both on air and online.
In Stokes County, family, friends, and another baseball team are mourning the loss of an athlete there. Blake Hughes died in a car crash last week on his way to a game. South Stokes and Elkin High will play tonight's game in his honor. The game is free, but the schools will be collecting donations for his family. Hughes had plans to play baseball at Rockingham Community College. The man who would have coached him had high praise.
You know, he obviously was very talented on the field, but he was an even better person. You could tell he was raised by a family that cared about him. They cared about all the right things. They always asked the right questions. They held him, very high regard. We had a couple players that knew Blake because we have some local guys, and talking to the team today, you could see the pain in their eyes, and it's hard.
At this point, it is not clear how that crash happened.
Well, we got a stretch of some decent days coming up in the next 2 or 3, actually. And, to be honest, even this weekend, even though we introduce a small rain chance, it's just that, a 20%. Not a big deal. We have a good 7-day forecast for it. A little bit cool, though. We should be in the mid-70s, and we're at 62 in Winston-Salem, 61 in Greensboro, High Point and Asheboro at 64. In a lot of these cases, we're almost 10 degrees below normal, or more than that for some areas. 65 in Walnut Cove, dropped to the upper 50s for Mount Airy and Wilkesboro, and some upper 40s for Galax and Jefferson. Winds have been been a little bit of a problem. We've seen basically sustained winds right now 15 to 20 miles per hour. That's a breezy day. Wind gusts, of course, stronger than that. Since midnight last night, we've seen a 31 mile an hour wind gust in Greensboro. If you go up to the mountains, it's in the 40s for wind gusts along the Appalachian there. So from Allegheny, Ashe, and Watauga counties, they're all seeing those wind gusts of 40 plus. It will probably stay like this, we think, through tomorrow. Still a little bit breezy tomorrow. Lots of sunshine, though. At least we have clear skies. 46 for tomorrow morning, step out temperature, and then that high of 66 tomorrow. Again, more sunshine than not. Notice the winds, though, 10 to 15 gusting to 20 for tonight, and 10 to 20 and gusting to 30 for tomorrow. I want you to see the 7-day forecast. Here's that stretch of good weather. Yeah, we're a little cool, but we'll take it with sunshine. Sunny and 66 tomorrow. We'll stay in the mid to upper 60s Wednesday, Thursday, all sunshine. Friday, partly cloudy and 70. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, it is a 20% chance. Not a big one, but we warm up. 70 on Saturday, 74 Sunday, and we'll push 80 degrees by Monday of next week.
Today, registration opened for the Greensboro Fire Citizens Academy. It's an 8-week program that allows you to get a behind-the-scenes look of Greensboro Fire Department. 20 lucky residents will be selected. Applications are open now until June 16th. All participants must be 18 or older to participate in the program. More info on how to apply is on our website. Looking ahead to Wednesday, the Women's Resource Center of Greensboro will host a job fair. Companies that are actively hiring will be there. Cone Health, Guilford County, Spectrum, and more. Again, it's Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 12 at 628 Summit Avenue.
There's a major push right now to get animals adopted through the Forsyth Humane Society. For the next 2 weeks, the society has capped adoption fees at $50. They say the Bissell Pet Foundation will pay the difference. Get more information on the Humane Society's website or Facebook page. And we are gearing up for our first shred event in 3 years on Wednesday. We'll be shredding sensitive documents at the Greensboro Coliseum complex from 4 to 7. There's a strict limit of 3 boxes or bags per vehicle. Knowing how these free events have been in the past, you can expect a long line, so be patient. You can help a worthy cause tomorrow called Serving Greensboro Together. When you dine at one of dozens of Guilford County restaurants, a portion goes to Potter's House, which feeds people in need.
We talked to the CEO of the Greensboro Urban Ministry about why this event is so important to the community.
Just an easy way for restaurants, for folks eating to remember those that are hungry and to help us, feed those that are hungry. So we really appreciate the support of the community in this work. It's a 365 day a year operation. There's really no day off. And it's really, a partnership with our volunteers who come in and work with our staff on making the meals, serving the meals, and really just again, helping anyone who's hungry in our community have a hot meal.
And we've got more information about all the participating restaurants on our website.
Today we learned after 30 years the annual Women's Only 5K is ending. The walk and run raised more than $1 million over the last 30 years. The money helped provide free mammograms to women who couldn't afford them. Cone Health officials say they are looking to replace the event. It'll be focused on other health concerns that drastically impact women, like heart disease, maternal health, and depression. I've got to say, I was pretty shocked when I saw this press release come into the newsroom because I know that this race has been a staple of this community for so long, at least within the last couple of years that I have been here. I know that we played a big role into it. So, I mean, 30 years, that's a pretty long time.
Yeah, and I was also kind of shocked and sad, and then I read further,
Yeah.
and it makes sense. In good news, they say that fewer women are dying from breast cancer, and so they really want to open it up and expand and focus on some of the more, I guess, dangerous or diseases that people face, and kind of an all-encompassing.
Because there is so much more, especially when they talked about depression. A lot of people are talking about mental health.
That's a thing.
Maybe some of the money will go towards free counseling sessions, or even with diabetes. Impacts both men and women, so maybe that push to get more screenings for that as well.
As long as they keep that focus on something to do with women's health, then who cares what it's about? It's whatever is needed at that time, and it sounds like they're making those changes. So we'll keep you posted on that. I'm sure we'll see more in the coming years. We'll be right back.
There are several national stories that we are following this afternoon. First, in Texas, police are looking for a 38-year-old man accused in a shooting rampage. Police say Francisco Oropeza shot several people after his neighbors asked him to stop firing his gun on his property so their baby could sleep. Several people died, including a young boy and his mother.
Murió mi esposa y murió mi niño de 9 años. ¿Qué le puedo decir? Tratando de ser fuerte por mis hijos, porque igual mi hija está, ya más o menos se entiende. Es bien difícil cuando ella viene y te empieza a preguntar por mamá y luego por su hermano.
Well, the reward is now up to $80,000 for information leading to an arrest.
First Republic Bank and all of its deposits have been seized by regulators and sold to JP Chase. This is the third bank failure of the year. Officials believe rising interest rates devalued some loans and investments. Then customers pulled more than $100 billion out of the bank in the first quarter of the year.
We've got to prevent this from happening again, and the best way to do it is to guarantee these deposits.
The collapse is expected to cost the FDIC about $13 billion. CEO of JP says he believes America's banking crisis is over, but acknowledged rising interest rates could add more stress.
A change to a mortgage surcharge will impact lots of people buying houses. Starting today, the change to a fee will lower the cost of buying a home for borrowers with lower credit scores. On the flip side, it'll also increase for some borrowers with higher credit scores. It will not affect anything for people who already own their home.
May is Asian American and Pacific Islanders Heritage Month. In celebration, Mattel has released an anime Wong Barbie. The collectible is part of the company's Barbie Inspiring Women series. The actress worked in Hollywood during a time of open racism and stereotyping. Wong went on to appear in more than 60 films and became the first Asian American-led actor in a U.S. television show.
All right, hello. I am talking about love at any age. Yep.
When we think about weddings, we think about young love. People in their 20s and 30s starting a life together. But a recent viral video shows an 80-year-old grandmother shopping for a wedding dress. So this got us thinking about love later in life. This is what Blanca Cobb, who has a master's degree in psychology, and I are talking about today. So Blanca, let's get right to it. What is it about this video that's resonating with people so well?
one reason I think it resonates with so many people because it gives hope about love. People tend to think as you get older, you can't find love. It's really for the young. And what this grandmother, this 80-year grandmother is showing is that that is not the case. You can find love at any age.
You know, when I was younger, people were always pushing that, you know, get a husband, get married, you know, have the kids. Why do people think that they can't find love at older ages?
A lot of this thinking is self-limiting and downright wrong. They think with age comes aches and pains. Yep, you do get older, which means some people might have some health challenges. They think they might have too much baggage, whether they have children, they have illness, or maybe they're recovering some kind of gambling debt, or perhaps some kind of addiction, or they think they're not enough. They're not fit enough. They're not successful enough. You can just fill in the blank with whatever they think is going to stop them from finding love. But it's just not the case, because what you're doing is you're selling yourself short. Not only that, but you're also limiting somebody else's capacity to really love you, and you're not in their heart and you're not in their mind.
Oh, I just love that. So for those who have not yet found their special someone, how do you find love at an older age?
You have to be open to it. So at any age, you have to be open to love. You have to invite love in. So what that means is if you want love, you have to show love. And what have we heard about love? That it's kind, that it's gentle, that it's accepting, that it's forgiving. If that's what you want in your life, you have to welcome it in your life, which means you have to show it. And you'll be amazed that when you do, that people are going to start noticing it. And it actually draws people to you because it's almost like this magnetic force.
Great advice. I'm taking some notes, Blanca. Thank you so much for your insight. You can continue the conversation with Blanca on her Facebook page, Blanca Cobb, body language expert.
A stretch of good days coming up for us, and we deserve it. We've had some ups and downs lately, haven't we? If you look at our time lapse here, yeah, we had a smattering of clouds here and there to start the day, and then it ended up with probably see more clearer skies as we head into the overnight. It was kind of hit or miss for a while today with those clouds, but temperatures were comfortable. They were a little cool. We should be in the mid-70s this time of the year, and we were mostly in the mid-60s. Right now, we're at 61, at least at the airport in Greensboro. 68 in Raleigh, Fayetteville 71, Wilmington 74. We bumped that up to the mid-70s and 76 for Charleston, South Carolina. Winds 15 to 20, kind of sustained winds, gusts even higher than that. We've had some gusts up to 30 miles per hour for the heart of the Triad. If you get up into the mountain communities, we've seen about a 40 to 41 mile per hour wind gust in Boone. Also the same situation in Sparta and Jefferson. Fairly clear now. You do see some high clouds, but as far as rain goes, we're really not dealing with that. Most of this has pulled back up to the north. Cool and breezy is kind of the best way to sum this up because we have two systems, a low pressure to the north and east of us, and then this high back to the west, and all that air just funnels around those two systems right over the Triad. So that's why our winds are up. And it also keeps us a little on the cool side because you think about it, that is a northerly component to the wind, whether it's northeast or northwest, still out of the north, and that's a generally cooler flow. So that keeps us in the mid-60s until this high pressure moves a little bit. Once that shifts on to the east, gradually we'll see, the winds will calm down, but they may stay with us pretty gusty through tomorrow. And then after that, when that high moves on to the east of us, we'll see a warming trend. But it may take us to the second half of the weekend to really get that going. Here's what we see for tonight. Mostly clear. Those winds, southwest 10 to 15 and gusting to 20. Look for a low of 46. With a high tomorrow of 66, a little bit warmer today, maybe a degree or two. Winds are still up tomorrow, though, possible wind gust of 30. So a breezy and cool Tuesday, but lots of sun. Wednesday, sunny and 64. We're up to 69 on Thursday with lots of sun. It is partly cloudy for Friday, and there's a 70 finally. Saturday, same story, but we usher in about a 20% chance of a shower. That may happen Friday night also, but we'll keep the 20% in for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Again, that's not a great chance, so mainly dry. But there's that warming trend. Sunday, 74, finally, close to normal, and then above normal by next Monday as we push 79 degrees.
The popular sausage races at the Hoppers games got quite the addition over the weekend. Bat dog Willie Mae Mays, you don't see him yet, but he got a late start in the Nice's sausage race. It didn't matter, however. Willie Mae ran onto the field, wasn't even supposed to be a part of this, and rounded the bases to win. The sausages tried as hard as they could, but they were no match for Willie Mae Mays.
Willie Mae said, they're not going to beat me.
That's right.
Funny. See, this is what I love about minor league baseball, just the little nuggets that you get that you might not get at the major league.
You just never know what's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
Well, any dog would chase some sausages,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh, that's good
Right.
eating right there. Some Nices.
I love that they do that too, where they just round the bases. But, you know, in their defense, so Willie Mae was going on all of the bases. They were, rounding
that's
them
true.
very
Yeah.
widely. So it's possible.
Well, she took the smart route. That's what happened.
I think that she would have beat them whether they were on the
yes.
track,
Right.
going
Oh, yeah.
straight, whether they were going, because she's probably been taught to go base to base, so
Yep.
that's why she took that course.
Well, that's what she does. She runs the bases, so she's used to that.
She's
She
beautiful
knows.
too.
Yeah, it's a great looking dog, that's for sure. Another reason to go to the Hoppers.
Yes,
games. Yeah.
I love the Hoppers game.
I do too, they're fun. All right, we'll take a break and we're coming back in a couple minutes. Welcome back to your 4 to 5, everybody. Eric Chilton here with Chad Silver and Lauren Coleman.
I gotta say, you're my favorite person this week again with the
Just
great
because of the weather?
weather news. Yes, no more rain. A
Yeah, thank
nice little
goodness.
break from
I
that.
like it when Tim takes time off and the weather's great.
Right, exactly. I did bring, however, a coat to work, knowing that it's going to be kind of chilly the next couple of nights, right?
Yeah, we're in the 40s, probably mid to upper 40s for the next couple of nights. And that's really what you see in the morning hours.
Okay.
So you might want one if you have to take the dog out for a walk or something.
Or if you're like me and you head home at midnight.
Yes,
it's
same
going to get
thing.
chilly,
Yeah.
right?
But for us during the day, we're
in
in
good
business.
shape.
All right, well, this is a story that will impact you in some shape or form. Changes start today at the DMV. First, you don't need to make an appointment anymore. The DMV will no longer accept appointments in the afternoon, but you can still make appointments for the morning hours. It's an effort to make more room for walk-ins. The DMV commissioner recently told us the changes occurred because of people not showing up for their appointments. He also told us many people can do what they need online rather than going in. Our full story about the changes is on our website under the 2 Wants to Know tab.
Some laws regarding voting in North Carolina are changing. First, the court reinstated the voter ID law. It means you'll need a photo ID to vote. The next ruling impacts felons. They'll now need to finish out their complete sentence before they can vote. That includes fines paid and probation or parole complete. The final ruling impacts those district maps. The court says it won't interfere in cases that involve what's called gerrymandering.
American Airlines pilots picketed nationwide today to send a message to passengers and management that they are ready to strike. The Allied Pilots Association says 96% of its members picketed today. Out of them, 99% voted to strike.
Car prices on average saw a dip recently, but according to Kelley Blue Book, they are nowhere near pre-pandemic prices.
High interest rates could play a role in the future, but now there's a company looking to provide an alternative.
You might have heard of Rent the Runway or of other wardrobe subscription plans where you pay a certain amount a month and choose from thousands of clothing items to rent, some of them even high-end. Then you can exchange them for different items without having to pay an arm and a leg. FlexCar is a little like that for cars.
Someone can come in and have one monthly payment that includes insurance, registration, maintenance, everything for their car. The only thing the customer is responsible for is gas.
Alicia Tamboli is a product manager for FlexCar. The company, she says, is the smart alternative to car ownership. In the age of subscription service, she says customers save about 20% on average compared to traditional ownership.
Choose their color and their plan, and then when they come pick it up, they unlock it within the same app, and the key is right here in the glove box.
She says the process is all done using their app, making transactions touchless, seamless, and quick.
If they can come in, pick up the car, drive away inside of 2 or 3 minutes, that is what we are striving for.
Drivers can then drive the car for as long as they'd like. Since opening up their Charlotte location last September, FlexCar says drivers in the Queen City have logged 2 million miles using their fleet.
From Suburbans to a Mazda 6 that you'll see behind me here.
They can also swap them out.
We have some luxury cars as well, and even minivans. Like, we've got anything that our customers are looking for.
This is very interesting. I don't know if I'm sold on this whole concept. I'm trying to understand.
It would probably have to be for somebody that has a specific type of job. You know, like let's say, you know, do you have any friends or family who will go somewhere for like 3 weeks for a business trip or something? Maybe something like that.
Yeah, but not yearly, monthly, throughout the year.
You have to kind of resign yourself to like, okay, I'm going to have a car payment. Like if you don't. For me, my goal is to not have car payments, you know, or at least have them shorter amounts of time. And if you're like I know some people that lease all the time.
That's what I do.
Yep. And if you do that, this is the same thing. The only difference is, what if you need a pickup truck to move some stuff?
Yeah.
Then you could go there and switch it out for that month, use it, and then take it back.
Or if it's your class reunion,
yes.
you want to show people that you big ballin'.
Even though you're not,
you could get
that Beamer,
the Ferrari or the Escalade, and be like, yeah, I'm doing very well for myself. But
I mean, it's interesting, and I mean, it sounds like people. I mean, there's a market for it. I mean, they said like 1 million miles, more than 1 million miles have been logged in the Charlotte area using that company.
Yeah, it's the start. We might start to see more of these pop up across the state.
You just won't even know about it, right?
Yeah.
The key is to not have a car payment. I'm just telling you.
That is true.
I'm trying to give you some advice. All right, let's talk about our forecast, shall we? Over the next few days, we've got some good changes on the way. We've had everything, haven't we? And we even, by the way, National Weather Service did send out a storm survey team up to Elkin to see if that was a tornado. And their initial report, now this is not confirmed tonight, they're going to put out another release at about 10 p.m. once they've examined everything. But they think that the wind damage up there was a result of a small, kind of short-lived EF0 that was embedded in straight line winds up toward the Elkin area. So we'll let you know if that comes through. We don't have to deal with that kind of weather right now. We're in a good trend for this week. 61 in Greensboro now, 65 High Point, 62 Winston-Salem. Reidsville, yeah, good evening, 62 degrees there. Yanceyville, same reading. We're in good shape. Wind gusts have been upwards of 25 to 30 for the Triad, upwards of 35 to 40 in the mountain communities. And that breezy kind of windy condition will stay with us tonight and tomorrow, we think. Temperatures dropping to the 50s as early as 8 p.m. tonight. We think we end up by about 5 to 6 a.m. tomorrow around that 46 degree mark for an overnight low. Cloud cover across the region. We have a little bit. It's really not that big of a deal, and we're expecting clearer skies as we head into the night. Most of the precipitation now is isolated back to the north. As that system pulls north, it'll take all that with it. We have a stretch of good days with mostly sunny skies during the day, clear skies at night. It will be a little bit cool in the morning hours, when our high temperatures are below normal. Now, the normal high this time of the year is around 75 degrees. We'll stay in the mid to upper 60s for the next 2 or 3, but hey, at least we have sunshine. The only issue, breezy conditions. That'll be tonight and tomorrow as we're caught between a low and a high pressure. But as the high moves in, the winds will calm down a little bit, and we'll see things change over the next several days. We probably won't really see a warm up until the end of the weekend, the first part of next week, but at least we see sunshine. That's sunny for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, mid 60s Tuesday, Wednesday, upper 60s Thursday, and 70 on Friday. This weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, a slight 20% chance of a shower, not a big one. 70 on Saturday, mid 70s Sunday, and we may see an 80 in the southern Piedmont by Monday of next week.
And as Eric mentioned, they are cleaning up after a possible tornado in Elkin.
Hail was beating down on my car. I could hear the tree limbs hitting my car, debris flying everywhere. I couldn't see a thing outside of my car.
The community of Elkin is picking up the pieces after severe weather. The storms Friday left behind tons of debris, causing leaders to close school doors. The National Weather Service says that a possible EF0 tornado may have touched down, but it hasn't yet been confirmed. WFMY News 2's Manning Frank saw some of the hardest hit areas.
This past Friday, a devastating storm barreled through the city of Elkin in mere minutes.
My husband and I were actually at our church fellowship hall setting up for a birthday party, and we were right on the edge of town, and so we had the hail and the wind and the dark, and we lost power.
The wind picked up and got harder and harder, and then our house began to shake from the impact of trees all around the neighborhood and our property hitting the ground.
I just could not believe the damage when I walked up to my house.
A storm that left destruction in its path.
You could barely see my house. There were 2 large trees leaning on the house. 2 of them entered the house, one through my son's bedroom and another came through our bonus room.
And while the damage had been done, the Elkin community responded as quickly as possible.
I walked around our yard and I began to see trees down, and we began to go through the neighborhood and just check on, make sure everybody was okay.
And even with classes canceled on Monday,
all right,
Elkin City Schools helped as well with meals and grocery gift cards.
Our leadership team very quickly got together, kind of debriefed. We identified our families and our staff members and our students who were affected. It's a small town, it's a very tight-knit community, and we just take care of each other.
Beginning Friday night, my phone was bombarded with texts and phone calls, and I don't even know how all these people knew so quickly. But people offering help. I have chainsaws.
One thing is for certain, as the city recovers, Elkin takes care of its own.
I've grown up in Elkin my whole life, and anytime anything like this happens, everybody's rushed to the scene to make sure everybody's taken care of.
In Elkin, I'm Manning Franks, WFMY News 2.
The NFL draft is over, but it's just the start for a Dudley High School alum. Hendon Hooker was selected as the 3rd-round pick by the Detroit Lions.
And photojournalist Brian Hall was at his summer field home surrounded by family when his name was called.
Very special, very special. Something that I've been working for, and it's bigger than me. Everyone in here, has been waiting for my name to be called.
Detroit Lions select Hendon Hooker.
One thing about it, no matter where I went, one thing on my mind is work. I'm just excited to, get to the grind. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. I've dreamed of this, since I was 3 years old when I started playing football. So at one point I thought I was going to be a basketball player, but just continuing to work and then my love for the game. I'm a student of the game, so anytime there's a game being played, game being watched, game being talked about, I want to talk about it, I want to watch it. So, extremely excited for this opportunity and I'm extremely blessed. Now I'm hungry for more. Ready for the next step. This was a stepping stone, now we're ready for the next stepping stone. First and foremost, going to get leadership. Going to get a guy that comes in, is going to compete, every day. I want to learn, be a sponge, like I said. I'll continue to harp on that because that's what I'm going to do. Get in there and learn and continue to build my game day after day. Great teammate and just a dog. I'm excited to get out to Detroit and learn and grow and continue to heal my leg and continue to build my game as a player as well. One thing about me, I'm a student of the game, so any nuance and any niche that he is willing to teach me, I'm eager to learn. So I'm going to continue to ask questions and just be a sponge, soak up all the information that I can.
Two other local guys were also selected in the draft. The Washington Commanders picked KJ Henry, who played at West Forsyth. He was the 137th pick. And the LA Rams took North Surrey alum Ethan Evans with the 223rd pick. Boy, just imagine the joy for those families and for the parents of these kids, just the pride that they feel after their name is called in the NFL draft.
It's something they've been working on forever, like Hendon Hooker was saying in his interview. He's been working on this since he was 3 years old.
Yeah.
So, I mean, dreams coming true.
That's not an exaggeration. I mean, these guys, they'll start with it. Once the parents can identify that they have that little spark and something different, they're usually at 4 and 5 years old, they're on the track.
Another thing that I like that he said is he's a student of the game, and he just can't wait to be a sponge, because this is really when the real work begins, because you could be a star in high school, a star in college. Now when you're going to the big leagues, it's a whole new ball game. So his attitude, he has a great attitude about it.
I saw a TikTok with Ron Rivera calling somebody for the Washington Commanders, and they had video on both sides, so you could hear Coach Rivera. And he said, "Is this so-and-so?" I don't remember the kid's name. And he goes, "Yes, sir, it is." And he goes, "Well, you're going to be a Washington Commander." And the kid, he goes, "Thank you, sir, thank you."
Oh,
and Ron Rivera kept saying, "Thank you, son, congratulations, this is a great honor." He was so warm and welcoming, and I love seeing a coach be like that with a kid when they're bringing them in.
Just happy for them. You can see how excited his whole family was. I mean, they're a part of the journey as well too.
They will be.
So it's amazing.
They'll want free tickets too.
Yeah.
All family, everybody.
Hey, me too. Well, now that there's a new Panther on the roster, the merch has started coming out. Well, almost. You can pre-order a Bryce Young jersey now. The website says they will be shipped to 2 to 4 weeks after Young chooses his official number. Now, at last week's introduction presser in Charlotte, Young was asked if he would be keeping number 9, which he wore at Alabama. He said he didn't know yet. It was too soon to make the decision.
Hey guys, giving you a mic check. Ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie. Hey. Okay. Baseball. Little League ball is in full swing all over the nation. But in this New Jersey town, the rules are changing, and it has nothing to do with the play on the field. It has everything to do with what's happening in the stands.
We're losing good volunteers, good umpires that no longer want to do it because of the abuse. I want to see them squirm. I want to see them make that call. And maybe they'll see it's not as easy as it looks.
All right, so the new rule is if any parent verbally abuses an umpire, they either have to work as an umpire for 3 games or just be banned for the rest of the year.
I love it.
I like that idea
do
because that's a lot to have to give up 3 games to work as an umpire. And you know how parents can be more competitive than the kids on the actual field.
That's true. It's worse, much worse in the stand. Trust me, I've seen it.
It shouldn't be like that.
No,
though.
it shouldn't.
No, people are crazy.
It's a kid's game, for goodness sake, you know?
So many umpires quit in this particular league that they have like 4 left to cover like 15 games every single week. And side note here, they say they are going to have an umpire with the parent when they fill in, just because that parent doesn't know like all the intricacies and technicalities of the game.
This just makes me chuckle because I feel like it's holding the parents accountable, and it's a good lesson for the kids to kind of see their parents get that kind of punishment, I guess you
It's like community service.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is.
So true.
And nobody, I mean, it's probably going to like just put the kibosh on all of it, right? Like nobody wants to be the umpire for 3 games.
Because that's a huge commitment.
I mean, when you listened to the guy who's the president of the Little League say, I want to watch them squirm a little bit, right? To like really know what it's like to actually do it in real time.
Yeah.
I agree. I like
and have
this.
everybody else like yelling at you. All right.
Hey, bada.
That's right. I got one last piece of the interview from the president of the Little League, and let me leave you with this before we head to break.
Cheer these kids on so it's a positive experience for them because it's all learned behavior. Anything that they see going on is going to carry over.
Maybe you like to splurge when you're feeling down, but new research shows we might actually enjoy retail therapy more when we're happy. Let's connect the dots.
Our mental health can impact our shopping habits in a surprising way. Let's connect the dots. When it comes to treating ourselves, people might actually see retail therapy as a reward. A new study from the Conference Board shows that people are more likely to buy anything from a new outfit to ice cream when we think our mental health is improving. And it comes during a tough time for folks' finances. People reported that since the pandemic, their finances are worse off. And even if people can't afford it, they'll still pay for luxuries if they're in a good mood. The reason? A better mental state means a more active social life. The study found connecting with friends and family leads to people spending more money. They're splurging on things like ice cream, clothing, coffee, and spa services. So the next time you're in a really good mood, don't be surprised if you end up spending more money. And that is connecting the dots.
So what is the best retail therapy? I asked you on my Facebook page. Rena Mitchell says walking around TJ Maxx with nothing but time. Cheryl Williams wrote buying for children or grandchildren. Tara Brown said the kind that doesn't require me to spend my money. Yeah. Greg Taylor says send me an Amazon gift card and watch me work. Judy Burrows, thrift store, finding a deal is so great. So what about you guys? What would you say is the best type of retail therapy?
Lately, for me, it's been like just finding stuff for the new house. I did that yesterday. I was like, I just want to, it's nesting, I suppose. Just kind of getting settled in and making it my own. That's been mine lately.
What's been the particular item, like photos for the wall or like rugs?
That's
one. Man, I got this. I have to take a picture of it tonight. I got this huge picture yesterday of it's a very old map of the state of North Carolina.
Oh, I love that.
It's going to be center stage in my living room. So
I love
really
I like
excited
that.
about that.
I like that.
I guess for me, it's not things right now. It's more like making the house look better. So like recently I just had mulch put down, and then now I'm going to pressure wash our back patio. So I've been trying to do those like projects, and that makes me, you pay for that if you're going to have somebody do it. So to me, that's kind of my retail thing. I'm not much of a shopper. I do online all the time.
See, I like the in-person shopping, which I've talked about before, because I like to try on the clothes. But for me, it would have to be shopping for what I call regular clothes, because most of the time when I'm shopping, I'm buying dresses for work. So then when someone asks me to go out outside of work, I'm like, I have nothing to wear. So when I went on my trip to California the other week, I had such a great time shopping for like nice pants, blouses, dresses that weren't as, I guess, professional, you should
not
say.
quite as dressy for work.
I call them street clothes.
Street clothes,
That's
yeah,
right.
street
That's
clothes.
right.
So shopping for street clothes can be fun. And I like Ross, TJ Maxx, Burlington. That's where you can find all the good deals.
When people say casual chic, that always throws me off. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Casual chic.
Yeah, when you're supposed to dress casual to an event, but then it says casual chic, I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
I have to get
That's
my
when you
wife
go
to
on
help.
Google and start
That's right.
trying to, or Pinterest to see what other people are wearing.
Because I am pretty much golf shirt and khakis.
This is casual chic.
Right.
Yeah.
Without the time, maybe it is.
Yeah.
Maybe that would be
Yeah.
it. All right, let's
A little
talk
bit
about
of business casual, maybe.
Maybe. We should do that on
Drinks
Fridays.
after work, one of those.
Perfect. No wonder I dress like this. All right, let's look at our forecast and see what's going on. We've got a stretch of good days coming up, folks. No arguments here. Temperatures are cool, and it's a little windy in the short term, but really, I'll take some windy and maybe breezy conditions if we're going to have sunshine. And we have 3 days of sunshine coming up: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, even Friday is partly cloudy. I think we have a good stretch. 61 in Greensboro, 66 High Point. Asheboro, you are at 63 right now, and Troy up to 67. In the higher elevations of the mountains, we're seeing temperature, or wind gusts rather, between about 35 and 40 miles per hour, but across the Triad, it's 25 to 30. Now, those winds will stay with us, we think, tonight and maybe tomorrow. I think it may be Wednesday before we'll start to relax that pressure gradient enough to see some changes. Still maybe a little bit of a breeze on Wednesday, but I think we'll be in good shape overall. Now, hour by hour heading into the night, we see clear skies. In fact, skies become even more clear in the overnight hours. We'll drop down to the 50s by 8 p.m., probably getting into those 40s by tomorrow morning, and we're calling for that overnight low of 46 degrees for tonight into tomorrow morning. Got some cloud cover out there, but nothing major. A lot of high clouds. Sun peeking in and out here or there. Most of the rain will stay to the north as that entire system does just that, pulls to the north. High pressure does move in, but for tomorrow we're still a little bit on the cool side with winds coming in out of the north. Same story Wednesday. We think by the time we get to Thursday and Friday, we may get back to at least to 70 degrees. Our normal high this time of the year is 75. So we've got some ground to make up, don't we? 46 for the low tonight. It'll be clear. And then tomorrow, sunshine, 66. That's not a bad day. Wind still a little bit up there, 10 to 20 out of the west and gusting to 30. And your 7 days shows sunshine and 64 Wednesday, 69 Thursday, and again, all clear skies. Let's go partly cloudy for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Rain chances are there, but they're very slight. It's a 20% chance, not a great chance, mainly dry Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, but 70 on Saturday. Now we get back to normal, 74 on Sunday, and we'll push 80 degrees in the Triad for Monday.
It's Ardila. Ardila-Perez. Ardila-Perez. 1 2. Ardila-Perez. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3.
Mike, check 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1. Check check check.
2 3 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Hello.
Elkin and Oreo cookie, they forever go together.
Mic check. I love how Lauren is playing my recording over and over again. It's so cute. Ardila-Perez.
Jackson's relentless all-out effort is something that the team fed off of.
Growing up in a small Texas town, the most exotic food we ever really ate was French salad dressing. That's why nowadays I love to try anything I can get my hands on. And the Greensboro Food Truck Festival was the perfect place to let my taste buds explore. At the event Sunday, they had more than 50 food trucks of all kinds. We sampled dumplings, oxtail, kimchi hot dogs, and a Haitian burger where the bun was made from plantains. My stomach is in a little pain today, and the heartburn got me, but it was worth it. Because each one of those dishes was like taking a mini vacation, a taste of somewhere far away, right here in our backyard. Finding little ways like this to break out of the comfort zone keeps you feeling alive and engaged in the world around you. It also reminds you how much you love the life you've got. Today, I'm back to the salad with grilled chicken, knowing that won't make those stomach pains come back. But I am also dreaming of the next dish to try. If you know any good restaurants, hit me up on Facebook. Just search for Watchdog Ben. In the meantime, I'm gonna run and grab some Pepto-Bismol. That's my 2 cents. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts right now.
We begin with new details about an Alamance County middle school teacher accused of inappropriately touching female students.
Since Ardila-Perez's arrest, investigators say 5 more girls have come forward